Hi there, in this tutorial here we're going to be doing our last one focusing on assembly there. We're going to be using the CAD commands planar, mate, slider and fasten to produce an assembly in Onshape of the complete suite dispenser there. We want all the parts to be fully constrained there for that top level of success. So we'll just jump into Onshape. We've got my jar, did that in the last tutorial, but we're going to head down and we're going to click the plus symbol and click create assembly there. So again, we've got our assembly toolbar at the top here. We can click insert, and part studio, the only thing we want, in this part here we just want the tray, and then you'll notice it says part studios and assemblies. So we have to click on assemblies to see that all the parts were already assembled. So we click base, just click to position that there, drawer, try not to have them overlapping, and then jar, just zoom out a little bit, give us a bit of space, and then we can click the green tick there. So first of all, we're going to use our planar mate to constrain our base to our tray. But before we do that, we're going to right click on our tray in the model tree over here, and we're going to fix that there. So that's our tray fixed in position. We are then going to use this as the planar mate, so we can click on that there. And the first thing I do is I'm going to fix where the base sits on the tray. So we click on that large flat bit of the tray, rotate the view around and click on the underside of the base. That kind of jumps across, looks a bit weird because it's left most of the assembly behind, but we'll click the green tick, you see that works okay. Next up, I'm going to assemble the side of this block here to the side of that tray there, and so I can click on that side of that block there, and it doesn't matter that's above, it'll still work fine, and you can click on any side of that tray, so you can click here or you can click here as well. So I'll just click there, and you see it looks weird, but if we click that green tick, it will jump back, and that block is now constrained to the side of that tray. So the only thing we need to do is constrain this back, one of these back faces against the back of the tray there. So I'm just going to click that large face at the bottom, and I'm just going to click that face there on the back of the tray, and we can click there as well, and there we have it. So we've got our base assembled into our tray, and we can just close that there. Next up, we're going to use the fasten command there to fasten the jar and lid assembly on top of our block there. So I'm just going to, with the top of that block selected and the yellow bit in the middle, I'm going to click there, rotate this round, and so click on that large purple surface there, and you've got the yellow circle in the middle, and the lid's jumped across, but we click that green tick, the jar will follow there as well. And we just close that there, you can click on that and you see it's not going anywhere. So our last part to assemble is the drawer. I'm going to use the slider mate for this, so we can actually slide it in the assembly. This is obviously a new constraint for us, so let's have a go at this. So we're clicking the slider mate at the top here, so that's a few along from fasten. If you hover over it, it says slider mate, and we're going to be really careful what we click here and what our symbols are doing. So we want to click, we'll go up to our base first actually, and we want that top edge there in the middle, and you can see I've got the little blue axis there is kind of the most prominent there. Right, sometimes you move around, you've got the blue axis pointing down, but we want the blue axis pointing out the back there, and that kind of the yellow circle is if it was sitting on the back of that surface. So we're going to click there. Now we're going to go over to our drawer, and again we want that blue axis pointing out the back. So there we are. So sometimes you might have to move around, you might have to zoom in, zoom out to get that. That's how we want it. The blue axis pointing out the back, and then we click that there. And we'll click solve here. That'll just move the parts across and you can see what's going on. We don't want to click the green tick yet, and that's because we want to add some limits. Obviously, you don't want the drawer just sliding all the way through our model. So we're going to try a minimum limit of 13 and a maximum of 70. I'm going to click solve, and sometimes that might work for you. Sometimes you'll have an issue where it's going the wrong way. It's gone 13 in the wrong direction. We want it to sit 13 at the back as a minimum and 70 at the back as a maximum. So what we're going to do instead there is for our minimum, we're going to put minus 70, and for our maximum, we'll put minus 13. And if we click solve there, you'll see that drawer now sits at the back. It's important that the minimum is minus 70, because that's the software regards that as a small number because it's negative 70. So you can always consider that as a negative. So make sure you can think about that there. That is the smaller number than negative 13. So now we can click the green tick, and we'll just click close that up there. We'll rotate that round. You can see now if you click on that handle, it can move, and that's fine. It's meant to move, but it can only move within the parameters we're saying it can move. You can move 70 out that direction there. I'm sorry. The back here is where it's relative to, so it can move 13 from the back, and it can move all the way out to 70 at the back. And that there is it, and that's your sweet dispenser assembled. So there you are. Well done. Hopefully it looks like that there. You should be able to share it up the top here. And we'll look at a separate tutorial for doing that.